Hey, Karen again. So, one super interesting thing I learned when I used to study Kabbalah, it's the spiritual wisdom that comes from Israel, um, is that there's a point we have to reach, a goal of our existence, which is perfection, pleasure, goodness, and so on. And infinity, eternity, all of these really big things that right now we don't know what they are. They're different from what we've known. But what's fascinating, they also said once we reach that perfection, it doesn't stay like a static state where everything's gonna just stay that way. There's gonna be new developments and new things, even higher, even more interesting. Um, and I'm inviting the idea that maybe we've reached that point of the new development, and it could be anything that we wish it to be. Um, but if we really want to make it interesting enough, good enough, we have to somehow somehow create and imagine this new world beyond beyond what we're able to. And I think it's possible now. I think humanity finally has reached that evolution of perfection, love. At least I'm seeing it in all kinds of ways. Um, but once we're at that perfection, there's more. I just wrote a little fairy tale about it on my Facebook. You could check it out, Karen Levine Facebook. I just wrote a little fairy tale about it. And in writing the fairy tale, I surprised myself at some of the turns it took. Um, that, yeah, once we go through this process of attaining perfection and so on, and then the minute we attain it, everything just boop disappears, and only that source remains. That's the only thing that ever was here. But after that, there's more stuff. And now I'm curious, what is this other stuff? I'm curious. Um, I think it's what we're able to create also with our imagination, but we got to really stretch. It's got to be more crazy and interesting than all the sci fi movies and all the fiction. It's got to be something, wow, really out there. Um, so I'm gonna focus on that for a little bit, and I invite you to do the same. Um, to put yourself in that position that the Kabbalist, the philosophers promise that our purpose is to reach some kind of infinite goodness and perfection. Um, but after that, there's more stuff that's even more interesting. Um, so I want to know already what is that other stuff, and I'm hoping to spark the curiosity of more people, because if more people will want that, we'll be will be closer to seeing that. So I find that exciting. The way, when you're a little kid, you wake up every morning and you're like, what am I going to reveal in the world today? What fun things am I going to do today? So it's kind of like that. It's kind of like waking up and being like, what else is here? Like, what's going to happen now? Like, and everything is good because, when you're little kids, you get treated kindly by everyone. So it's a little bit like that. It's a little bit like being little kids again and imagining and playing. Um, but I'm curious if if the smartest minds of us, the most genius minds, will put their collective imagination together um, into exploring these yet unexplored worlds. beyond beyond the purpose of our existence. After that, there's more. Okay? That's why it's interesting. And I'm already interested in that. Okay? Um, what's happening here, it's already very, very simple and solved. Just love, pure love. That's all there is here. So once we all discover that, boom, 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 the whole thing just dissipates, and only that true love remains in its pure form, which is what exists. But then there's other things that will come into existence in some other form of existence beyond words already. There won't be words there, but I think we can still already connect to even those higher dimensions through our collective imagination. Oh, there's also this fascinating concept of the collective subconscious. I learned about this from Carl Jung, I think, the collective subconscious. Yeah, maybe there we'll discover those things, because that's already bigger than me, bigger than anyone. For something of that greatness, I think we really need like everyone to put their forces into it. Each one according to what he's able to, of course. Yeah, and I'll open it up more than that. I'll open it up even more. Anything is possible there, even like bad things. Anything is possible there, and it doesn't hurt. It's all thoughts and energies. So I'm gonna do a little meditation session now to imagine these other new worlds and dimensions after the purpose of our existence. And I think they're coming our way. Yeah, I think it's going to be very interesting and beautiful very soon. I think there will be a new beauty there. A new beauty. Yeah. I wrote a work on beauty not so long ago where I was able to incorporate everything into the beauty, even the ugliest things. So maybe I'll think about that a little bit. I'll think about a new reality where the most miserable people with no skills, with no understanding, just miserable people who are sick and whatever, that they're actually they're happy. I want to meditate on a reality like that, because it's not fair that some people have to be miserable their lives. That's their fate, and others have happy lives. So I want to try to imagine a new dimension beyond the point of our creation, where even the most miserable people with no advantages, with nothing, that they're just as important and happy and even good and successful as everyone. That precisely the downfallen, they're even happier there. Let's do it that way. For all the hardships they went through here, let's give them a nice reward in the other dimension. Yeah, because they're carrying the load for all of us in their suffering. So let's reward them in the new dimension for how much they toiled and suffered. Let's make them be the healthiest, the smartest, the most successful in this new dimension. Yeah, And hopefully that dimension will influence this dimension. And all those who need to be uplifted will be uplifted. Yeah, I like that. So I hope that turned out well. I'm gonna continue in the same direction. Maybe some things I will keep private, and I invite you to do the same, to invent new galaxies, new dimensions. You could write them in the comments. I'm really interested to see what you guys come up with. And I'm gonna come up with something now, and I wanna keep it a secret from anyone. I'm gonna come up with something just so I know about it, and I'm curious what's going to come out of that. I'm experimenting with different approaches. So I'll be back soon.